Hello and welcome to this video. This is going to be a book review on this book, Allies in Battledress by Jean Borchery. I'll put up the name so you can read it. But anyways, this is a book, sort of a reference book about the various foreign armies in Britain during the Second World War, which would include France, Poland, Belgium, yes, the Netherlands, Czechoslovakia, Norway, and also a tiny bit of Denmark. Sorry, Denmark, you really didn't get the main focus of this book, but the reason I got this book is I got this book back when I was a bit new into the hobby, and I basically wanted to learn a bit more about the various foreign armies in Britain during the war, because it's not a very well covered topic in Norway or in a lot of places, come to think of it. And I also wanted to get it in case there was something about Norwegian stuff that I didn't know about. So with that said, let's take a closer look. Now, the book opens with a bit of an overview of the various equipment and vehicles and British equipment, essentially, that was used by these foreign armies as well. There weren't a whole lot of unique equipment for each army, as that would have been very uneconomical during the war, and it shows what foreign armies used, what vehicle, and how different formations were built up, and they were basically built up in most cases like British units to make it a bit easier on the supply and command part. Now, as far as most of the armies that are covered, and by the way, this only covers the army bit and the commando bit for the most part. You won't find a lot of information on where air forces or naval forces in this. In fact, all army, and you'll find a lot of information about the various badges, rank insignia, and variations of branch colors, color patches, and so on. So overall, this is actually a very good. They have a lot of really good pictures of both original photos taken during the war and of reenactors in original kit, showing how it looked like. So especially regarding the Polish and the Czechoslovakian and the Dutch and the French and the Belgians are actually very well covered. I'm no expert on the subjects, but this book has really given me really good insight into, kind of as an introduction into these armies, and that's really great in my opinion. But as you may have expected, Norway is my speciality, and this book does not cover Norway very well. It does cover the basic, but it does get a lot of information either incorrect or kind of half truths. I'm not really sure how to what to say, really, because some of it I would have thought would have been very easy to recognize and spot out. Especially, it's not very hard to get in contact with Norwegian collectors and museums who will be more than happy to help. But it just seems that they've not done their homework, so to say. Not really sure why that is. Now, it does have to be said that Norwegian forces didn't fight with the other armies in Europe, or on mainland Europe. the main Norwegian fighting took place during the invasion of 1940. And they do mention a little bit of the sort of commando raids and various Norwegian units attached to the SOE during commando raids, but they really they just really scratch the surface, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. They do get some facts right. For example, that Norway started to use British enlisted and NCO insignia in 1943, but they don't list the rank insignia that was in use before that. I'm not going to go into detail in this video, but it's a bit on the surface, and also the graphics that they have made to show Norwegian rank insignia is mostly good, but also a little bit baffling to say, because they show how the rank insignia is worn on the collar of both Battledress and service dress, but they're kind of wrong in a way. It's difficult to describe, so I'll put up a reference picture just to just to show you, but I'm not really sure why that is the case. But I don't want to knock this book too much, because it is, as I said, it is very good on a lot of areas, but not that much on Norway. So I guess those of you who are more interested in World War II Norwegian will just have to find a Norwegian who is willing to translate some Norwegian material. That's pretty much all I have to say about this book right now. I'm not going to give it a number rating, but I will say I will absolutely recommend it if you are interested as kind of an entry level guide on foreign armies in Europe during World War II. There's a lot of interesting material, there's a lot of things I didn't know in here, and I'm sure if you want to learn about it, be happy with it. So that's all I have to say for this video. So if you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them down below. And until next time, goodbye.